Once more with feeling, it is at long last time for the third and final playthrough in Let's Play Blasphemous. I forget whether we've seen that particular title screen, but that is the title screen that came with the very final DLC pack, The Wounds of Eventide.
Quite beautiful. God, these are great.
They really are. I particularly enjoy the because these are all living things that are breathing, the asymmetry of the pixel art as they move up and down. Anyway, Unwavering Faith, that's the costume that we got for completing the previous New Game Plus path. And the icons in the bottom left of the save files, you get one each time you go through a specific penance in New Game Plus. So we've seen all this before. We're going to just keep, this is going to be a far shorter playthrough than the rest. Unfortunately, C. Jacobs has, not unfortunately for us, but fortunately for him, and we're wishing him the best. He has decided to step back for a bit. Turns out that when you are by proxy exposed to the power of the miracle, it gives you a better real life, but leaves you unable to do Let's Play, or at least in the long term. But
a blessing and a curse.
Yes, the miracle gave the cool S giveth, and the cool S taketh away. So that medallion we got there, that's also that's a rosary that gives us the regenerative fervor power from our previous New Game Plus.
Okay.
It's not as powerful as it is if you actually take that path, but it's still very useful because we're taking a different penance this time around.
Uh-oh.
So Penitence of the True Guilt is definitely one of the harder ones. I mentioned before that there was a penance that put a number of Dark Souls isms back into the combat system. This is what I was talking about.
Ooh.
It also means that it changes the properties of the Bile Flask so that it no longer restores your health. It only restores fervor.
Oh boy, yeah, okay, that's brutal.
Well, I do have some good news. This time around, I was finally able to get a no damage run of the first boss. I also decided this is my attempt at a speedrunning trick that's used a lot, which is animation canceling. I'm nowhere near as good at this as the speedrunners are, but basically you just press X the first time and then cancel it by pressing down on the D-pad. Yeah, like I said, it is very fast, but like the speedrunners could just melt this boss in like 10 seconds.
1 sec. Yeah.
Every speedrunner has those tricks, you know?
Yeah. There's also a glitch that I just could not figure out that I mentioned previously, where I think I called it a very slow shine spark. Essentially allows you to fly past most barriers in the game.
Okay.
And that's why like the new game speedrun with no New Game Plus or anything is about 20 minutes because of that. You can go straight to Escobar.
I look at your save game that has, what is it, 42 hours on it, and I'm like, okay, 20 minutes. How do we get there from here?
Like, I would say like maybe 35 to 40 hours for like a first playthrough where you're just learning the mechanics and have to fight things over and over again. Would be reasonable. Also, we're not going to be fighting the Amenesidas again, but I thought you would want to hear Hibriel's Spanish voice.
Soy llamado a Gibral, cautivo de los designios del milagro antiguo, desde que mis brazos crecieron, desde el primer crujido de mi cuello torcido. El milagro me nombró mensajero de la saeta. Sí, la saeta.
Really good voice work.
Please make sure to download my Saetas twice, once in English and once in Spanish.
Check me out on SoundCloud.
Ella es capaz de hacer
Instead of mumble rap, he prefers whisper rap.
lo que está profundo, lo que ha sido ya olvidado, donde duerme lo verdaderamente prohibido, lo que os está esperando. Pero nos encontramos en un mero aposento abandonado. Tras nuestro encuentro, el milagro me llevará donde la saeta podrá resonar en toda su gracia. Las amanecidas del milagro os están esperando.
Wait a minute, what do you mean you already beat them in another timeline? Please tell me your kills carry over into New Game Plus 3. So yeah, the ending that we're doing this time around is the third ending. It is one that was added specifically for the Wounds of Eventide DLC. Also, here's another shortcut you could do with the lid and a gold thread. This can get you pretty much straight into the Desecrated Cistern.
I love the movement options in this.
Yeah, and speaking of movement options, in the next video, we're going to be seeing a lot of the Brilliant Heart of Dawn, that's the heart that we got for beating the Amanecidas. Admittedly, it's also much easier on this path to cheese the bile flask system. You might also see that I off screen got 20,000 tears. All of the rewards that we got the first time we donated to the church carry over, except for the ability to fast travel between prie-dieus. You need to grind for that. So, because we got everything last time, we only need to grind that 20k to activate the prie-dieu travel, and then we have everything we need.
Is it weird that I consider it extra brutal that they don't let you press down and go straight to 20,000?
Perhaps, but I think it was meant to add some friction, you know? Really make you feel how much you're donating.
Shaking your wallet out over
Denial of instant feedback is an important part of game design. Also, remember this room for next video.
Okay.
Now, here, we're going to keep going down the elevator. This is a strange little quirk with the physics that you can do. There's a platform of the blood perpetuated sand down there.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, even if you have it equipped, you fall right through it. However, you have to time this just right with the blood boomerang. And then you can skip having to do some extra navigation going into Echoes of Salt.
Ah.
So, Echoes of Salt, we saw everything we needed to previously, at least when it comes to like unlockables, but there is a hidden room in Echoes of Salt that is very important to getting the third ending. It's actually the first step you need to take. And this ending just kind of assumes that you've already seen everything else because, well, it's one of those endings that is very obscure. Although we do have something that can help us with this secret. Remember the incorrupt hand of the Fraternal Master that we unlocked like many videos ago?
Yes.
So this is like the thing in Symphony of the Night where your controller vibrates, where there's a hidden wall nearby.
Oh.
Except it's entirely through sound.
Okay, so I hear the bell in the hand. Oh, you sneaky bastards.
This is one of only 2 rooms in the entire game where the secret entrance is elevated. Third tries the charm there. So, going into this, I mean, I know it's been a while since we've seen some of the early game content, but you remember Esdras?
Of course.
He was the guardian the I guess the equivalent of Shaft, the boss that separates the two halves of the game world. We need to do something special with him. We can't just fight him normally in order to get the third ending. And there is something. You see that elevator in the ladder in the top right.
Yep.
That is a room where we will learn something about Esdras' past, or perhaps something he wants to keep secret. That's what's in there.
God, it's almost like these guys are made of stone or something.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wait, it's one more room up. I forgot. But it is, we are on the way to that particular room.
Like all Metroidvanias, this game is Labyrinth.
Where is our Metroidvania about the half human, half Muppet movie Labyrinth?
I'd watch it.
David Bowie's character could be like the SAX equivalent. I don't actually know that much about that movie. I need to see it eventually.
Really good. It's trippy. Like, that's the best description I have for it.
What's this about a sister? Oh, that looks familiar.
Penitente, estáis ante el sepulcro bajo el cual descansa el nombre mío de Perpetua, junto a un cuerpo vencido hace ya mucho tiempo.
So if you'll remember, I kept bringing up that there was something fishy about the whole thing with Perpetua. That everyone seems to think that Esdras has been talking to his dead sister, even though we fought her as a boss fight.
And this is very clearly her grave.
This is her grave, yes.
Cicatrizaron hace mucho. Ya entonces pude comprobar lo inflexible de vuestro propósito y que nada os hará claudicar. Tal es vuestra firmeza que mi hermano Esdras, convencido de unos delitos contra la Iglesia que vais a cometer, solicita mi bendición para impediros el acceso a tan sacro recinto. Penitente, he podido ver un camino diferente para vos, cuyo destino último no es lo prohibido.
I have seen a path that was provided to you and me as a free update. 1 year after launch.
I have seen a DLC for you, Penitent One. No tears, it's free.
Esta voz mía es limitada. No puede disipar todas las nieblas invisibles en las que la verdad se enreda y nos confunde. Debéis encontraros con mi hermano. Él os estará esperando en el puente que precede a la puerta de los santos rostros. Tomad este escapulario, cuyo brillo le hará saber que contáis con mi bendición, ante la cual caerá arrodillado por el amor que me profesa. Será entonces cuando le susurre con dulzura.
So the Perpetua that we have seen, the one that we fought as a boss, the one who was summoned to Esdras' side, is a phantom that was created by the miracle, or perhaps through the influence of the high wills, whatever those are. But the point being that, Perpetua doesn't really want her brother to be going around and doing his crusading. And we need this incomplete scapular and present it to Esdras. Now, this is a quest item. We don't actually need to equip it. We just need to make sure that we go to Perpetua's grave and get the scapular before we fight him at the Bridge of the Three Cavalries.
So kind of like the glasses in Symphony of the Night that let you see Shaft in the Richter fight.
Yes, exactly. There's a particularly good Let's Play, Symphony of the Night, and a complete one that's about a decade old-ish, that I have downloaded somewhere. I should provide the link to that in the description, because it is entirely possible that some people watching this Let's Play are too young to have remembered Symphony of the Night at its prime and only know it through the longing, nostalgic stories of their elders. This is also the point where I discovered that you can, if you want, just take this exit to get the Mirabras, the Homeward Bone. You don't actually need to go through the entirety of Mordigan Havoc.
Aww.
Although the developers are very sneaky, because there's that shortcut ladder up there. Unfortunately, you need to swing it with Mea Culpa. You can't, say, use the Debla to unlock it from below.
Yeah.
Very sneaky. I see what you did there, Game Kitchen. And if you remember Hemino, who was the NPC that we interacted right at the start here, by this point in the playthrough, I have already defeated 2 of the other bosses. So Hemino's dead already.
Ah.
It is technically possible to fill the golden thimble with oil by going to the top, but there's an alternate path if you still want to get the reward from the end of Hemino's quest, and more importantly, Hemino himself is still dead. That particular enemy is kind of strange because I don't know if he's glitched or what else happened, but he has a very low success rate for executions, and no other enemy works that way, except for like 1 or 2 others who are also glitched. And speaking of glitches, when you use this path, hold left and then mash jump, you could just bypass this section and go out of bounds. It's not particularly useful, at least not in this area. I think there are a couple of other areas where you could do the same thing with the Linen Gold Thread, and it saves some time, but it's this is also pretty difficult to do, because you have to, I mean, you navigate along here, but then you have to remember to, while falling off, hold right as you enter the exit from the other side. Otherwise, you will fall out of bounds and die.
I love weird little holes in maps like that.
Yeah, it's great. There are very strange bits of jank. Also, here's the Immaculate Bead again. In order to get the third ending, you also need to reacquire the Custody of Sin, which I'm doing all that off screen. So you don't need to see it.
So this is a very rapid, like I'm watching your health bar, just grow and grow.
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of stuff off screen, and this whole thing is, this playthrough is going to be 4 videos, one of which is dedicated to like just the goofier side content and Easter eggs that aren't relevant to the story. So yeah, that's to get an idea. Also, here's another gimmick of the New Game Plus playthrough, which I've mentioned before in an earlier video, but on this penance path, when you die, you lose all of your tears, and the guilt on your fervor bar instantly maxes out.
Oh god.
And it also works like Dark Souls, where if you don't pick up those souls for the first time, you lose them. Anyway, here's a very weird thing. This is not connected at all to the third ending, but it's a strange glitch I found. I've never seen this outside of like the 45 minutes I spent in this area, but if you remember, these enemies are supposed to really teach you about the parry and riposte. The thing is that sometimes they could get stuck. And now I've soft locked the game because this Sibaleo is invincible. She cannot attack me, and I cannot attack her.
Oh no.
This happened 3 times in a single recording session, and I've never seen it again.
I I'd like to think you spent enough hours with this, you should see all the jank.
And I mean, there's also a lot of jank that was fixed in updates in like the first year of the game's existence. Like, I remember in particular, we'll see some stuff later on with involving like the hurt boxes on the insta-kill spikes, but it used to be significantly worse.
Get the fuck out with that!
Anyway, well, we're gonna fight Esdras again. I suppose we should prepare ourselves, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Get the pelican effigy. That's always very important. I would also tend to go with the seashell of the inverted spiral if you're going into if you're fighting an enemy who deals elemental damage at all.
Hermana, que estáis ahí aunque no pueda veros. Escucha mi ruego. Tras vuestra marcha, me toca demostrar que soy digno de la confianza de nuestra capitana. No defraudaré a Crisanta. Y que un gran dolor me muerda si permito que la penitencia cruce esta puerta. ¡En guardia, penitente!
May I offer a counter? Well, there's no other way to say it. Esdras just got flashed by his sister.
Oh! Oh, poor guy.
¿Es verdad, hermana? ¿Es esta realmente la sublime luz de vuestra virtud? Entonces, habéis obtenido el favor tan preciado, tan bienaventurado de mi hermana. Con su bendición os ha concedido la facultad de poder oír su noble voz llena de gratitudes.
She's also given you the ability to see like the outline, the silhouette of her sprite.
Penitente, reuníos conmigo en la capilla donde la culpa obtuvo su nacimiento.
It's the thing I miss the most about my sister, the fluidity of her animations.
Donde os arrodillasteis por primera vez. Será entonces, en ese apartado lugar, cuando mi hermana oirá mi ruego.
So wait, go all the way back to the beginning of the game now.
Yeah, this is why I went out of my way to grind for the pre-TF fast travel. Because, I mean, there are other types of fast travel, if you remember. There's, like, those hand-shaped gates. But the pre-TF stuff is far and away the best of it. And, yes, we have just skipped the Esdras boss fight entirely. He's now our ally. And, thankfully, he was kind enough to at least open the door for us before he left. So he mentioned a church. It is like all the way on the other side of the map. But it's actually in an area that prior to this DLC had been closed off. Do you remember that there was a section of the map which we could only access with the blood perpetuated in sand?
Yes.
And yeah, there's the whole platforming puzzle with that. We'll see it here. I'm starting to think that perhaps I should have actually gone up here and taken the, or activated the pre-dia here before, like right at the start of the playthrough, but... And as I mentioned before, you have to hit these platforms in order. Don't try to take any shortcuts here. So I'm trying to remember. I think it was the Tirana was the prayer that we got at the end of this section.
That sounds correct.
Anyway, hey, the door to that church is open. It wasn't here before. So this is our new little hub area for all of the important characters and events of the true DLC ending.
Este fue el lugar donde vuestra espada nació de la culpa misma, llevando el dolor a la carne, pues no podía doler más en el alma. La voz de mi hermano.
Yeah, and as Esdras just hinted there, this is also the place where that woman at the beginning was beating the effigy of the Twisted One against her chest, and that turned into mea culpa. it would make sense that it's like directly across from where the Brotherhood of Silent Sorrows headquarters is.
Abrirá la puerta tras la que se encuentra lo que la misma santidad ha condenado a la eterna reclusión. Mas no tengo potestad, ni palabras siquiera para describirlo. Dirigíos hacia la biblioteca de las palabras negadas.
As a hostile NPC, or as a former hostile NPC, I no longer have the power needed. I need to transfer it over to you.
Dirigíos hacia la biblioteca de las palabras negadas y buscad al portador de llaves.
Yeah, so the next big step is the Library of the Negated Words. We also need to do the side quest that would normally give us the Young Mason's Wheel, the rosary that increased our movement speed. But we're going to do it again because I really like this guy's Spanish voice.
No cesa. Reptas sobre estos muros olvidados, sin que nadie pueda determinar su procedencia o su ignoto destino. Por amor a la alta voluntad. Por amor a la alta voluntad, faz callar el sonido.
And, well, we're gonna go back here, and we will see the. I can't remember if we actually listened to the spirit from the other side of the wall. However, something I had forgotten about is that it does actually work with the incorrupt hand of the incorrupt hand of the Fraternal Master. You just have to equip it first.
So he is actually trying to open that wall.
Yes, he is. And you could very, very faintly hear the sound of jingle bells in the background. That is your hint that somewhere in this room is a secret area. And I think it also increases in volume the closer you get to the actual hidden wall.
Yo, Diosdado por nombre, sereno por oficio, en su merced seo. Tenedes la mía gratitud por haber acallado tan lastimero sonido. Nos estamos en la biblioteca de las palabras negadas, pues prohibidas son y serán las páginas escritas.
Oh no, this is like the wasteland, but for books.
Mi única compañía aquí son aquestas pesadas llaves y las almas errantes que incluso después de muertas.
Haunted library.
I mean, you gotta have one if you're dealing with
Oh yeah.
gothic and or religious horror. I mean, it's practically contractually obligated.
Pues estamos en estancias engañosas.
So once we finish this side quest, Diosdado will respawn at his previous location. And it's at this point that we give him the key that Esdras gave us.
Oh, aquella vostra llave que portáis. Ella abre la puerta hace mucho, disfrazada tras antiguas ilusiones.
We're about to unlock the secret DLC exposition room. I hope you're excited for that.
Oh. Oh.
De lo que allí duerme.
Well, I mean, that is half true. There's actually an extra step we need to do, but this is certainly the room where the DLC exposition happens. Surely there can't be anything too strange behind this door.
Another door.
See, I told you. Wasn't that strange? Oh, wait. Never mind. I found the strange thing. What the hell is that?
Penitente de pasos mudos. Acercaos a este rostro de oro pálido, de vacías cuencas en vez de ojos. Estáis ante las raíces del árbol anudado de las 3 palabras, pues estas son las rejas de mi cautiverio. Dicen que mi palabra es falsa, que este es el rostro del engaño. Y por eso he sido alejado de mis otros 3 hermanos, los santos rostros custodiantes. Me traicionaron.
This fourth visage was actually exiled because 3 is a much better number for marketing.
Ahora solo hay infinita negrura a mi alrededor.
Que vuestra misericordia os ayude en la búsqueda de mis dorados ojos robados.
I like how there's very clearly 2 voices there.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times, and spoilers, we will see other characters that also have that same effect.
El otro se encuentra en un mar seco, donde los barcos se dirigen para morir.
Hey, I've been to a place like that.
Truenos. Encontrad mis ojos, penitente. Solo así podré revelaros mi secreto.
Well, this is the revelation of this within the context of the mythos of this game. It's kind of like finding out there actually is a 4th piece of the Triforce.
A veces, durante los silencios más profundos, puede oírse el oro derretirse tras la piedra, tras las raíces.
Wow.
So, if you remember, we've actually seen an item similar to that already. If you remember when we defeated what was her name? The bonus boss. The item that she dropped was called the broken right eye of the traitor.
Oh.
And that is actually one of the items that we need to help the 4th visage and sort of give them back their eyes. And the other one is a boss we haven't seen yet, but as you could probably guess from the description that the 4th visage gave, that area is Mourning and Havoc. So we need to beat those 2 bosses, in addition to getting the Custodia of Sin, reacquiring it, which I got off screen. And then, yeah, we need to go back to the Visage, get a certain item from them, and then I think that's it. Then you could go straight to Chrysanta to continue the actual process of the true ending. We will not be doing any of that in the next video, however, because I have isolated all of the goofy and silly stuff into its own video, and that is going to be next time.
Oh, good. So we get a break from all these revelations.
Yes, we absolutely do. And I think you and the folks watching at home will be very interested in what is to come in the next video.
I'm looking forward to it.